Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Subhanallahi walhamdulillahi wa la ilaha illallahu wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah aliyul azim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatu min lisani wa yafqahu qawli. Qul rabbi zidni ilman. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahima وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آله محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. So today we are going to do the reading of religions of Arabs. Most of the Arabs, they complied with the call of Ismail alayhi salam and professed the religion of his father Ibrahim alayhi salam. They worshipped Allah, professed his oneness, and followed his religion for a long time until they forgot part of what they had been reminded of. However, they still maintained fundamental beliefs such as monotheism, as well as various other aspects of Ibrahimic Ibrahim's religion until the time when the chief of Quzza, namely Amr bin Luhay, came back from the trip to the Syria. He was renowned for his righteousness, charity, devotion, and care for religion, and was granted unreserved love and obedience by his tribesmen. In Syria, he saw people worshipping idols, a phenomena he approved of and believed to be righteous. Since Syria was the land of advent of messengers and their scriptures, he brought with him an idol, Hubal. I think this was the first one. That's how the idol worship has been started, which he placed in the middle of. But I think before that, Prophet Noah alayhi salam's son, one of his son also did that, which he placed in the middle of the Kaaba and summoned people to worship it. I'm not clear about this Hubal fact, who was the first one, sorry. Readily enough, idolatry spread all over Makkah and then to Hijaz, with the people of Makkah being custodians of not only the sacred house but of the entire haram as well. A great number of idols bearing different names, they were introduced into the area. So we can see the map here. So those were the idols and their images: Suwa, Al-Uzza, Al-Lat, Manat, Nasr, Wad, Yauk. I think these are all the names of the heads of the tribes. Isaf, Dul Khalas, Dushara, Dul Kafan, Naila, and Hubal. And this is the map here we see. So we can see. This is your Arabian Peninsula, and these are in the north. You see these countries: Iraq, see, Cairo, Mount Sinai. That was a place, I think, where Bani Israel got stuck. This is their Persian kingdom here. This is towards the east side. You have towards the south your Arabian Sea, and towards the west you have Abbassian kingdom, Nubian desert, and some part of the Egypt, also towards the west bank. So see, it pretty much in the center. So center of the trade, art, and culture, as we read before. Here. This is all Indian Ocean. An idol called Manat was worshipped at Al-Mushallal near Qudad on the Red Sea, another Al-Lat in Taif, a third Al-Uzza in the valley of Nakhla, and so on. Polytheism prevailed and the number of idols increased everywhere in Hijaz. Amr bin Luhay, with the help of jinn companion, who told him that the idols of Noah's folk, Wad, Suwa, Yagud, Yauq, and Nasr. It means it has been started from Prophet Noah alayhi salam. They were buried in Jeddah, dug them out and took them to Tihama. At the time of the pilgrimage, these idols were distributed among the tribes to take back home. Every tribe and house had their own idols, and sacred house was crowded with them. On the Prophet's conquest of Makkah, 360 idols were found around the Kaaba. He broke them down and had them removed and burned. Polytheism and idol worship became the most prominent feature of the religion of pre-Islamic Arabs despite their alleged profession of Abrahamic religion. Most of the traditions and ceremonies of idol worship were instituted by Amr bin Luay and were deemed as good innovations rather than deviations from the religion of Ibrahim. Some features of their idol worship were: number 1, devoting themselves to the idols, seeking refuge with them, uttering oaths in their names, calling for their help in hardship, and supplication to them for fulfillment of wishes, believing that the idols could intercede before Allah for the fulfillment of people's wishes. Number 2, performing pilgrims to the idols, circumambulating around them, basing themselves, and even prostrating themselves before them. Number 3, seeking favor of idols through various sacrifices in their name. These sacrifices were mentioned by Allah in His saying. So they were sacrificing over their name. They were doing pretty much what we do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everything was done, they were doing for idols. Wama zubiha ala nusib, and that which is sacrificed, slaughtered on an-nusub, stone altars. Allah also says, Wala taqulu mimma lam yuzakkiras rismullahi alayhi. Eat not, O believers, of what meat on which Allah's name has not been pronounced at the time of the slaughtering of the animal. This is chapter 6, verse 121. Number 4, allocating certain portions of food, drink, cattle, and crops to idols. Surprisingly enough, portions were also devoted to Allah Himself, but people often found reasons to transfer parts of Allah's portion to idols, but never did the opposite. To this effect, Allah says, وَجَعَلُوا لِلَّهِ مِمَّا زَرَاءَ مِنَ الْحَرْثِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ نَصِيبًا فَقَالُوا هَذَا لِلَّهِ بِزَعْمِهِمْ وَهَذَا لِشُرَكَائِنَا فَمَا كَانَ لِشُرَكَائِهِمْ فَلَا يَصِلُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَمَا كَانَ لِلَّهِ فَهُوَ يَصِلُ إِلَى شُرَكَائِهِمْ سَاءَ مَا يَحْكُمُونَ. And they assign to Allah a share of the tilth and cattle which He has created, and they say, This is for Allah, according to their pretending, and this is for Allah's so-called partners. But the share of their Allah's so-called partners reaches not Allah, while the share of Allah reaches their Allah's so-called partners. Evil is the way they judge. Number 5, seeking favors with these idols through vows of offering crops and cattle, as Allah has mentioned. وَقَالُوا هَذِهِ أَنْعَامٌ وَحَرْثٌ hijrun la yat'amuha illa man tasha'u biza'mihim wa an'amun hurrimat zuhuruha wa an'amun la yazkuruna mallahi alayha iftira'an alayhi. And according to their pretending, they say that such and such cattle and crops are forbidden, and none should eat of them except those whom we allow. And they say there are cattle forbidden to be used for burden or any other work, and cattle on which at slaughtering the name of Allah is not pronounced, lying against Allah. Chapter 6, verse 138. Dedication of certain animals such as Bahira, Sha'iba, Wasila and Hami to idols, which meant sparing such animals from useful work for the sake of these heathen gods. The Bahira, as reported by the well-known historian Ibn Ishaq, was the daughter of Shaiba, a female camel that gave birth to 10 successive females but not males. It was then set free, and all were forbidden to tie her burden her, shear of her wool, or milk her except for guests. Okay. I'm gonna stop this video here because this is gonna be very long, then 12 minutes, and I will have difficulty in uploading. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayhi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli wa sallam wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa barik wa sallam.